Okay, so we've got some glass cut out. I'm just mixing up some resin. So yeah, I'm going to go into small batches at a time so I can finish an area and not have too much to work with, yeah. I don't want to find I'm having problems with one side and I've got enough resin to do all three. I started mixing that and it's changing colour, so I know I've got the right amount of catalyst. It didn't go instant. If it goes instant and starts getting warm, you've overdone it. If you're stirring it for 30 seconds or so and it ain't changed, you've underdone it. I've been around that, scraped the sides, I've got my roller ready, I've got my brush ready. We can get cracking now and get some resin up there. Now I can slap that up there, I ain't got to worry about it dripping over everything. And it will drip. I've got a tiny little bit of compound up here to cover a couple of pinholes in that corner. Hopefully you're not just getting a view of my elbow. I'll try and keep it so you can see. We're not glassing totally upside down, but it is up in the air, so you will get a lot of resin running around you. A couple of stringy bits there where I've tried that glass up there, but they'll blend in. I'm going to take my glass. I'll whisk the ends off because I want it to stick into here, but the feathery edge to blend in with the rest of the glass. So that's, once again, I'm going to need more fairing compound. I'll have to cover that with that. So I'll work out where the edge is there. I want to overlap the glass that I put on the left here, but I don't want to go right into the corner on the right. I'm going to press that into place. That's going to start that resin soaking into the back of it. Hopefully hold up there. Also I'll get some more resin up. I'll work along quickly. Not trying to saturate it all just yet, I'm just trying to get it all pressed up and get a bit of resin on it to hold it in place. Now that's up there, I'll start laying a bit more resin on. As I lay this resin on, what I'm hoping is as it runs down, it will soak this bottom bit a wee bit, so that will help it bend underneath there, so we can get it round that radius. So now I can see the glass has gone from white to opaque. I know I've got enough resin there. Pretty good. Gone on nicely so far. This corner needs a bit of attention. So now my glass is stuck to the underside. It's stuck to the flat side. Now what I'll do is I've got to get it to stick up this underside there of the deck. See, that resin's run down to the corner of where I'm bending that and softened it. Exactly what I was hoping for. Now I'm able to tab this up underneath. The biggest downside to doing this, more fairing and sanding. There you go, glass is on. The stringy bits, not worried about these dry edgy bits over there, they'll be sanded off. I don't need to go back any further than that. I'll roll that up to get the glass stuck in place and remove the excess there. So I'll roll the excess out onto the top, scrape that back in the old pot. What don't drip. Make sure you ain't sitting directly underneath this, it will drip all over you. Right, so I don't know if you can see the difference between this bit that I've done and that bit that I haven't. So just work that roller up. You see the excess resin being pushed out there. And the glass has gone back against the wood nice and flat. So this has been glassed up to here, so I've overlapped it. Which means we'll have to refair this section. But that's okay. What we're looking to do is to get that glass to stick nicely into this corner there without coming away and leaving me with air voids like we had with that heavier glass. So nice and easy. Now no pressure at all here, because I've just been over this. I'm just double checking it really, making sure we're back. I don't want to remove resin out of that section. I have rolled it, so this bit I haven't. See, there's the excess resin. Roll it out. Just drip down there. There comes a point where you don't want to remove any more resin. You know, if you remove too much resin, you'll have a weak layup. It'll be brittle and prone to cracking and breaking. It's not what you're after. Again, you don't want it resin rich, because you know that'll make it brittle and crack and break up. I'd rather have too much than not enough, but I'd rather have the right amount if you're going to do it properly. Right, so we've been left to right over that. There's a little straggly line there, look, little hair poked up, but that's all good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to run down here. We're going to just go around that bend and roll it out that way. I'm keeping my hand out of the way because this is going to drip downwards. Nice and slowly, gently, very gently. And I'll just roll that around that edge, keeping that glass on this edge. Nice and gently, nice and slowly. And what I don't want to do is pull the glass. If it tugs on the glass, if you go too hard and it tugs on it, you'll pull the glass down and it will come away from that edge that we just tucked in the top. See a little straggly line of hair there, but that will probably sand out. Bit of glass that's sticking up. I think I want to sand that off, but looks like it's gone down. So hopefully any excess resin will come out with this, and I'll probably have a line of it along there where I've rolled to the edge, and that will just be sanded to remove it later. So what I'm looking at now is to make sure I've got no air under there. Those white spots under there isn't air, that's the filler. And we're pretty much just out of glass there, that's the edge of it. So what I've got there is I've got to stick a bit in the corner. But that is looking good. I can't see any air voids. You might get one or two very, very, very small bubbles, you know. I mean, for a man of my skill level, you ain't gonna get it perfect. The surface isn't perfect. It's not gonna go perfect. Do your best. Don't go mad. Right. So there we go. That's on. A bit more resin up there, so everything's wet. Try not to move the bit around that I've just put up too much. with those bits. That's too much there. So that's up there now. A little bit more, just add to that corner. We're going to go along this front edge in a second, so I'm just going to spread some resin up there. Not going to have enough resin to glass that in, but enough to just wet it out. Right, so that's been soaking for a minute. Hopefully those bits will bend round and we can conform the two bits together. If you see a couple of little hairs sticking out, don't worry about it. Sand them off. You won't get them to stick down because they're too short. Sometimes you can keep going over it and they will go down. They go down, and then sometimes one will pop back up. I find it's better to just leave it. I'm not going to roll this out too much because I'm going to stick another bit of glass over here in a second. I just want to make sure it's good into the corner. There we go, like that. Put that down. That side done. So we'll be a little tiny bit thicker at the end there, where I overlap some to go into the corner. So just here, we'll have a slight thickness difference, but it really ain't going to matter. It's not going to notice. Right, start again. I'll just get this side stuck in. Okay, I've mixed up some more resin. Quite heavy enough there. So we've got that bit stuck up. I think the camera went off, stopped filming. I'll put some resin up there, let it tack up, put the glass up. The glass is stuck. Now we just need a little bit more resin to roll it out. Got to make sure it's fully wet out, and we'll get the roller up there and start rolling it, get the air out, make sure it's all stuck down nicely. Hopefully that will get rid of the air that was there, and then we'll fair it up, make it look nice. I only need one layer of glass on this, you know, it doesn't need to be structurally improved at all. That's more than good enough for what I'm doing here. It's just to cover that wood. Corner sections. Put that in there. That corner done. Start softening that glass so that works into that corner. A bit to bridge this area here. Have a bit here, so that will do that. Go like so. We're going to get a bit of resin on there to start softening that edge so that we can bend it round. That's why I put the sheet below this. It's over my knees, covering the floor. I've still got to sand the floor and sort all that out, but I don't want to have to sand through 6 inches of resin that's dripped over it where I've been doing the underside of the deck. And that little low spot that was there should be taken out by the 2 layers of glass. There's enough resin in there, and we can roll out the excess. Right, this bit up. You can see that. It's really hard. I can't see what the camera can see because I can't get behind it. Wet this out and then we'll re-roll that corner just to make sure it's alright. See, there's a low spot there, but yeah, that will be taken care of with a bit of fairing compound. I just want the wood glass in at the moment. It's funny because it looks like there's big air voids in it. It's not, it's the fairing compound that I put up there to fill the air voids. So that corner. Right, there we go, so that's just covering that corner up. More up there. Tuck that into there. Stick the wispy bits up. Remove the ones that won't stick up. There we go. Right, so we've now got that corner taken care of. Now after this can be brushed out across this side, but I've got to move the camera. I don't know what you can see because I can't get over there now to look. Should be about there. I'll run some across the top. That's not snot, that's glass. It's dropped in the resin off the brush. There we go. Okay, right, let's get this rolled out quickly. Show you what I'm up to. So same as the other side, I'm going to roll that out. See that air pushed up there and the resin coming out. That is excess resin. I don't need none of that. So nice and slowly. That's the excess you don't want. If you can see the difference between that side and that side, look, there's a big lump there, look. We'll push that up gently. Air goes out, the resin goes out, and the excess is dripping on the plastic sheet. Why you ain't got your arms underneath it. So I've got the excess resin out, so what you want to do then is just have a look at it and make sure the air has gone without rolling out too much of your resin. Now you want to keep some resin in it, you don't want to roll all the resin out. So excess, remove all of it. No, we need to leave some in there. So I'm just going to go over that, just work over that gently, making sure that corner's down. And just roll that out. Roll the excess out that way, making sure that's removed any air. And we should be good. So any excess resin at the edge of that will be sanded off at a later date. Not worried about all of it. I'm more interested in just getting this stuck down in the corners and removing the excess from there. Huge bubble there, look, push up, out comes the excess, boom. Love it. This is the satisfying bit. I can see that there. I can see where I've been. You know, when you can see the glass, the rolled glass to the new glass. You know. There it is. Look. Let that excess run. Drag it back. This is all getting cut out. It really don't matter if I drag a bit of excess back over there. I ain't even got to sand that. Loads of excess because there's 2 layers here. So I'm just gently rolling over that. No pressure. Don't push hard on it. You don't want to cut the glass with a roller. You're just trying to roll out the air. Right. On the edge. The reason I'm doing this in a couple of stages like that is because I don't want the excess to drip down my wrist. So if I just roll the glass around the edge there, like so, then I can turn my hand round. I'm coming from this side. I can roll it out that way. Now the excess resin ain't running down the arm. There it is, look, all that. That's all excess. I'm not pushing on that at all. I'm just letting that roller work. And if I've got to watch here is this curves that way, so what I'll do is just give it a gentle roll down like that, just to make sure we're following the shape of the boat. So if the camera goes a bit wobbly, I'm holding camera and roller and the arms are aching. I just got my wrist gripped on by that bit. Ah! Exactly what I was trying to avoid. Swine! Different surfaces meeting together there in that corner, so that's why I didn't want to do it all in one sheet of glass. I wanted to take my time and work it round. A big bit sticking down there. This will all be sandy off. I just want to stick it up so that when I get up I don't slap it in my forehead. Because I know what will happen there. Yay! Okay, last side. I'm going to try and get you a view from there, if I can. Hopefully you can see what's going on, because I can't really move. Right, so we've got some resin up there. I'm going to work this into position by hand, like that. Up at the front there, that's it. Right, now this is where it starts getting sticky and hairy. I'll need to change my gloves. Got to mind this. None of this has got to drip. I don't want to look up and get it in my eyes. That will not go well. I might just have enough here, we'll see. I think I'm going to be a bit short, but get it up there first and work that out in a moment. Yeah, a little bit short, I think. I'll get that edge wet, running down. I've got enough resin here, that'll be brilliant. I should have. Looks like it, so just wet it out so it's all transparent. Should be able to roll out the excess. Should all be good. Would you believe it? I've got literally just enough resin to do this bit. Literally. I've wet it out. That is up there. Okay, just enough out of it. A little bit in that corner. Yeah. Like so. Yeah, baby. Moving that about. Be careful to get it all back. Multiple layers there now, so we'll work it. Beautiful, right, we are done. Look at that. Used all the resin. Now it's roller time. Let me get that all completely glassed done. Because the end of that last roll, what was happening is it was sticking a little bit and sliding the roll up. And if the roller slides, it pulls the glass. I can't have it pulling the glass. Okie dokie. Right, let's crack on. So I see that move a little bit, so I'm just going to check that this side's still in place. Now there's no excess resin to roll out this side, because I've done it. I just want to make sure that it's rolled out into that corner. The glass is stuck into the corner and it's not coming away and trapped in air in that corner. Looks good. I think I got it back down with the brush quite nicely. So there you go, you can see there's a couple of little hairs there sticking out. That's where they're not long enough to bend round and stick in. I can keep rolling that as much as I like. They ain't going to go down, they're always going to stick out. So I'm going to leave them and sand them off. When I put some filler over the top, hopefully they'll be dry, it won't all move, you know. And then basically we'll sand those with the filler afterwards. There we go, look. Beautiful. I'm really pleased so far. Hopefully the rest of this side goes to plan the same. There's not going to be as much excess coming out of this because I literally run out of resin putting it on. I don't have to wet it out, but there is a little excess which, you know, you've got to have. Need that little bit of excess to roll out, otherwise I'd have mixed up some more. But the other two sides I was more liberal with. I had a little more mixed. So my main thing is to make sure the glass is stuck back and it goes right into that edge there without air voids. If I do get a couple of small voids, it's not the end of the world, as long as they are tiny. You know, it's going to be a darn sight better than it was with the massive voids that were there before. A bit drier there, so. Roll off some of that excess and get it up there. It's not dry, it's still wet, it's fine, but it's drier than the other end, that's for sure. Pick that up. Yeah, we've still got plenty of resin there, look, so it's coming up wet. Stuck down into that edge, so I'm at the edge of the glass, you can hear it hitting on the set glass there. So I know I'm up to the edge. I'll roll that corner round. Roll off the excess. So not really a lot of excess on this one. Let's roll it out so any air and excess is removed. Shouldn't really be any, but there we go. Beautiful. Little check along that top section there. Make sure we're happy. Beautiful, job's good un. Right, we are done. Right, I'll come back later, we'll have a look at that and we'll see how it sets up, and we'll either get some fairing compound on it or some gel coat. I'll be back after lunch. Bye for now.